Wait, bro, let's go. Wait.
You introduced me?
Yeah. Wait till we go to the next party, bro.
Bro,
you're locked in, bro. Like, that's what I'm saying. We had to come to you.
Oh my God.
Did you get to see anything? You actually
Nah, I was at the event. Nah, hell nah. I didn't get to go.
Party?
Nah, I didn't get to go.
But you're here for this party?
Yeah, for real, invited me to go. And so, ain't doing nothing for real.
Right.
Y'all just got here? Okay, that's good. How was the event?
It was fun. You didn't know.
Oh, no, I didn't.
I heard what you said. what we filmed was funny.
That's fine. That's fine. Yeah.
Are you going to other places tonight, or?
No. I'm gonna call it after this.
All right.
Yeah, hit me. All right,
Later.
yes.
Mick Jones is catching some serious heat from ex-Disney Channel stars, and it's getting messy. If you remember the wild energy of the old Disney Channel games, then yeah, this drama's definitely throwing it back. Nostalgia overload. But things aren't all fun and games. We're also diving into what's going on with Cameron Dallas. Remember when he basically owned social media? Well, now he's making a comeback, this time with a business move on TikTok. But not everyone's buying it. People are already raising eyebrows and wondering if this is just another clout-chasing stunt.
The one thing I don't like is, like, at these high-class events, everybody acts so bougie, bro. What up, bro? It's like...
And then there's Kayana, who made headlines for skipping the actual Met Gala, but still pulled up to one of the after parties. Sounds bold, right? But it didn't go down the way he hoped. The vibe turned tense real fast, and folks were legit worried for him. Some said it looked like he wasn't even safe there. We've got all the details, and it's wilder than expected. This past week has been a roller coaster. We had the Met Gala, lawsuits flying around with Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni, and people dragging James Charles once again. But today, we're zooming in on the drama from the Met Gala after parties. Stuff that didn't make it into my last video, and trust me, you don't want to miss it. Kai, yeah, the streaming superstar who's been rubbing shoulders with A-listers, ended up in a pretty intense situation this week. We're talking about the same Kai who's been around Kim Kardashian herself. She even had him show up to North West's birthday bash and popped up in one of his promo videos. So it's clear they've worked together before and he's got some serious Hollywood connections. But things took a weird turn when Kai rolled into a Met Gala after party. As soon as clips from the night hit the internet, people flooded the comments talking about the vibe. According to fans watching the stream, the energy from the celebs wasn't just off. It was straight up unsettling.
I had an opportunity to go to the Met Gala, chat, but I didn't go because I'm not gonna lie, the brand that wanted to host me, I didn't really like. Because the brand that wanted to host me, I didn't really like, didn't want to do that brand.
Some said the stars looked at Kai like he didn't belong, like he was an outsider crashing the elite circle. People were warning him live, saying stuff like, "Keep the camera rolling." Because according to them, the camera might have been the only thing keeping the situation under control. That's how sketchy it felt to some viewers. Now, here's the thing. These Met after parties are packed with A-list celebs who are super media trained. When they see a camera, especially from someone who's streaming in real time, they instantly shift into PR mode.
Bro called me and he invited me to this after event after the Met Gala that I can't leak about, and he said he would want me to stream it. Now, I'm in a little of a pickle, gang. Now listen, okay? I am in a little of a pickle. Alright? Pharrell wanted me to stream this after event after the Met Gala, but it's at 1 a.m. And I don't ever do that.
They're not trying to slip up or get caught saying anything wild. So while Kai's just doing his usual content thing, the celebs were clearly on edge. And it showed. That's probably why so many of those celebs came off looking stiff and robotic on camera. They weren't expecting Kai to roll in and be streaming everything in real time. Most of them were probably caught off guard, wondering how he even got in, let alone had the freedom to film like that. These are people who are used to tight media control, curated photos, and pre-approved interviews. Not a live stream blasting everything unfiltered. And even if none of them were doing anything shady, the fact that the camera was rolling non-stop put everyone on edge. They didn't want to slip up, not even by accident. The second a lens is pointed their way, most of them flip into PR safe mode. Talking polished, moving carefully, smiling just enough, and definitely not acting like they're at an actual party. It's all calculated. A lot of these celebrities have a switch, work mode and party mode, but they only flip to party mode when they think no one's watching. With Kai in the room live streaming, that switch never flipped. He basically brought the internet into a space where these celebs usually let loose, and they weren't ready for that. And Kai noticed it. He even said during his stream that the whole vibe felt off. According to him, folks weren't even having fun, they were just standing around acting strange. The energy was dry, awkward, and super tense, and he made it clear he felt out of place. What's wild is that Kai wasn't even supposed to be at the official Met Gala. He actually turned down his invite. He opened up about it during a stream, saying he didn't go to the main event, but decided to show up at the after party instead. And that's when things really started to spiral. At this point, it's unclear if Kai's ever gonna step back into that kind of scene again. After how weird that night got, it honestly looked like he had zero fun. The whole vibe just wasn't it.
Hey guys, it's Cameron Dallas. This is the official Dallas Global Agency account, and our focus is TikTok Live. If you want to do TikTok Live and you're a small creator, go ahead and apply on our link above. If you're a big creator, go ahead and apply on the link above. If you want to pop off, you want to start getting brand deals while you're going live, people are making bank. I'm talking like $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 a day. Okay, so if you want to be a TikTok Live creator, TikTok is heavily focused on this. It's going to boost all of your other videos. It's going to boost all your content, make you gain more followers, everything, A to Z. Go ahead and click this link.
He didn't seem comfortable, and it left a lot of people wondering, was it the celebs acting shady? Or were they just caught off guard by all the cameras and live streaming? Either way, it wasn't the warm welcome you'd expect for someone like Kai. But what do you think? Were the celebs being sketchy? Or were they just feeling exposed with all that filming going on? Drop your thoughts, because this one really had people split. Now let's switch gears and talk about something nobody saw coming. Cameron Dallas is back. Yeah, that Cameron from the MadCon days when the internet practically worshipped him. Out of nowhere, a video popped up on my For You page, and it turns out he's launching an agency? Yep, Cameron announced something called the Dallas Global Agency, and people immediately started comparing it to the Ace Family vibes, like, is this gonna be a legit thing or just another influencer money grab? That's the big question. It's wild because Cameron's been off the radar for a long time. He used to be everywhere, Instagram, YouTube, red carpets, and now he's in a totally different world. Some people didn't even know he was still online, and now he's launching a whole business?
Nick Jonas just talked about the Disney Channel games, and he compared the Disney Channel games to Love Island on crack. What would you compare the Disney Channel games to? Because we were like, I'm not sure about that.
We weren't quite sure about that comparison.
We were like,
that's a really weird take, honestly. But no, the DC games was nothing like that.
Especially now since you know what Love Island is.
Totally. You also can't.
There wasn't Casa Amor.
Compare. You can't compare any situation where it's like 90% 14-year-olds to a show like Love Island. You know what I mean? Like, that's why not even close to comparable.
We were like, Nick Jonas has never seen Love Island.
Yeah, dude.
Maybe Nick was just a little more advanced.
Right,
you know,
Nick had Miley, Selena. He was like, I'm in a different ballgame.
Yeah.
Every time one of those was filmed, it was in Orlando in August.
Oh, God.
So it was just this in sweatiest swamp-ass time. So, like, there's no Love Island in that heat.
There's nothing sexy about the Disney Channel games.
Also, he might be becoming a dad soon. Like, when did that even happen? Anyway, he posted 2 TikToks to explain what the Dallas Global Agency is supposed to be. He even made a whole new account for it, so it looks like he's serious. But what exactly is this agency? Let's get into it. One comment really lit the match. It's giving cash grab. What are your qualifications for owning an agency? Boom, people weren't holding back. And honestly, it's a fair question. Starting an agency out of nowhere, folks wanted receipts. The Dallas Global Agency TikTok account clapped back fast. I've scaled my own brand to over 75 million followers. Not to mention, I've helped a ton of others, sold a company in a year for 8 figures, and I've been a pioneer for creators since 2012. I even worked directly with TikTok. That's a bold resume, but not everyone was buying it. Someone fired back. You should make a video about your qualifications and the accounts you've actually grown. Otherwise, it just feels fake. And Cameron? He wasn't having it. He said something like, "That would sound like every single ad on YouTube. Just me yapping about my accomplishments and then going, 'Join my agency.'" Then he got real spicy. "What are your qualifications to judge if I'm qualified or not?" And yes, it is a cash grab. TikTok is paying creators serious money to go live. Duh, Bubba. There's a reason agencies for it exist. Creators should be taking advantage. But the critics didn't let up. One person shot back again. People want to see actual proof, not just claims.
Set the record straight. What were the Disney games like?
I think it depends on who you are. Like, if you're Nick Jonas, like, isn't the world a big sweaty buffet? And then if you're like me or a Sprouse twin, like back in the day, like, we're sweaty and we're playing games, bro.
Yeah.
I think the Disney Channel games was like, it was whatever you wanted to make of it. Like, the entire experience was incredible. I'm a really competitive person, so it was really fun to compete against all these other
dunk
kids.
on these 12-year-olds.
So embarrassed at like how much pride I took in just wrecking these kids at these games.
Yeah, your account had millions of followers, but it's kind of fallen off. Most of your videos are old. And that's when he threw one more jab saying, "See that you posted on TikTok." It was giving defensive energy, and people in the comments were split. Some were backing him, others were side-eyeing the whole thing, saying the comeback felt forced. Cameron clearly wants this agency to be taken seriously, but whether people are buying into it, that's still up in the air. Cameron went on to say, "Think you have a solid vibe? Let me know if you want to become a creator. I highly recommend starting with TikTok Live." He's not even hiding it. He flat out admits it's a cash grab. That's literally his pitch. He's saying, yeah, TikTok is cutting checks, so creators should get in on it while they can. And look, if he shows real results with this agency, like creators actually growing and making money, then maybe people will start taking it more seriously. But until then, it's definitely coming off kinda shady. It's giving influencer trying to sell a dream without proof. And fans are picking up on that quick, till this whole rollout was wild to witness. Out of nowhere, boom, Cameron Dallas trying to become a media mogul? You don't see that every day. But now let's talk about the real story I've been waiting to cover. Nick Jonas and the Disney Channel games. You know this one's about to get nostalgic. I held off on bringing this up because new details kept dropping, but now is the perfect time to dive into it. So here's the tea. Last year, Nick Jonas talked about his experience on the Disney Channel games. If you weren't around for that era, let me break it down. It was basically the Disney version of the Olympics. You had all your fave Disney stars competing in wild summer games, all decked out in different colored team gear, going head-to-head, and fans were obsessed. If you grew up watching Disney Channel, this was everything. You'd see actors from your favorite shows battling it out in water balloon fights or obstacle courses. And it was serious. People were rooting for their team like it was the Super Bowl. The Disney Channel games were known for being super fun and super wholesome. We're talking about a bunch of kids and teens, all your favorite Disney stars, playing games in the sun on a family-friendly network. It was goofy, silly, and innocent, or so we thought. Then Nick Jonas dropped a bombshell last year during an interview on Jimmy Fallon. He said the Disney Channel games were like Love Island, and the internet went crazy. Like what? Everyone was asking the same thing. What do you mean it was like Love Island? Because let's be real, when people hear Love Island, they don't think of water balloon tosses and three-legged races. They think of hookups, drama, sneaky flings, and people betraying each other in beach villas. So Nick comparing it to that show had everyone side-eyeing the entire Disney Channel setup, wondering what really went down behind the scenes. Was it just a bunch of teenage chaos going on off-camera? Were there secret flings between the stars that we never knew about? Made people question everything about that era. But then earlier this year, Dylan Sprouse jumped in to shut that down real quick. He publicly said he had no idea what Nick Jonas was talking about. According to Dylan, his experience during the Disney Channel games was nothing like that. No drama, no wild Love Island moments, none of it. So now fans are split. Was Nick exaggerating for the sake of the talk show? Or was there another side to the Disney games that only a few saw? Now here's where it gets even messier. People started calling the Disney Channel games secretly sexy because of what Nick Jonas said. Yeah, sexy. Over a family-friendly event that featured teen stars playing dodgeball on cable TV, all because of that Love Island comparison he threw out there. And the reactions just keep piling in. A few weeks ago, Jason Earls, the guy who played Jackson on Hannah Montana, went on a podcast and was straight up confused. When asked about Nick's comments, he basically said, "I don't know what he's talking about. That's just not right." Jason seemed totally weirded out, like he couldn't relate to whatever wild version of events Nick was referring to. And just days ago, Emily Osment joined the conversation too. She opened up about her own experience at the Disney Channel games. And yep, you guessed it, it didn't match Nick's version at all. According to a report from E! News, Emily said, "I put that so far back in the chamber of my mind." She even joked about trying to block it out completely, saying, "I've tried so hard to forget about it. I don't know why it's coming back." That definitely doesn't sound like someone who remembers flings or Love Island level chaos. If anything, it sounds like her memory of the games was awkward, maybe cringy, but definitely not scandalous. So now fans are left wondering, was Nick Jonas spilling tea from a hidden behind-the-scenes world, or just stirring the pot for fun? Emily Osment didn't hold back. She came straight for Nick Jonas with a little sass. She said, "I have a bone to pick with Nick Jonas. Like, please, we're all trying to forget that whole thing." She even joked about the whole experience being one unpaid, sweaty week in Disneyland. She was like, "Yeah, that was real fun." Total sarcasm. And the most shocking part? They weren't even paid to do the Disney Channel games. That's what really had people's jaws on the floor. They flew these teen stars all the way out to Orlando, had them running around filming for Disney Channel, creating content, promoting the brand, and it turns out they did it all for free. Apparently, it must have been buried in their contracts, like, "Oh hey, by the way, you'll also be doing extra promotional stuff like jumping in obstacle courses on national TV without pay, 'cause otherwise, why would they agree to that?" Emily made it sound like they were just sweating it out under the Florida sun, probably dehydrated, pushing through all these games for vibes only. And it's clear now, not everyone left with happy memories. Some are trying to bury that era altogether. The heat, the chaos, the forced smiles, definitely not a vacation. Meanwhile, Nick Jonas is out here calling it Love Island. And that's what's making all these other Disney stars side-eye him like, "What were you doing behind the scenes, Nick?" Because their stories don't match up at all. Now fans are digging through podcasts, interviews, old clips, anything they can find, to piece together the real story. It's become this whole internet mission to call out Nick for painting such a wild version of events, while everyone else just remembers being sunburned and unpaid. Alright, now I need to know what you think. Were you watching the Disney Channel games back in the day? Do you believe Nick Jonas's wild Love Island take? Or are you siding with the other stars who are saying it was nothing like that? And what's your take on Cameron Dallas launching his surprise agency? Is it a legit comeback or just another clout chase disguised as a business move? Oh, and don't forget about Kai at the Met Gala after party. Was the energy really that off, or were celebs just not ready for the live stream life? Drop all your thoughts in the comments. I seriously want to hear it all. Love you guys tons, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye for now.